The Stone Age is divided into three periods: the Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Neolithic. The Paleolithic is the oldest and longest of the three, marking the advent of Homo habilis, the first true human species. Homo habilis crafted primitive tools such as chipped stones with sharp edges and built basic shelters. They were followed by Homo erectus, who learned to control fire for cooking and defense, migrated out of Africa into Europe and Asia, and refined tool-making skills, including crafting spears and using animal furs for warmth. They also began constructing huts. Neanderthals came next, creating tools from bones, wearing clothes, making ornaments, and even performing rituals such as burying their dead with flowers. Despite their advancements, Neanderthals eventually went extinct and were replaced by modern humans, the Homo sapiens, who remain the only surviving human species. During the Paleolithic period, humans lived in tribes and used temporary shelters, as they were still nomadic. In the Mesolithic period, some humans established camps near rivers, leading to a more sedentary lifestyle. Key innovations included the bow and arrow, tools for fishing, and boats. By the Neolithic period, agriculture was discovered, ending the hunter-gatherer lifestyle. Farming tools, cattle breeding, and domestication of sheep, goats, and pigs allowed humans to settle and create villages. Technological advances like pottery, basket weaving, and the wheel also emerged. The Stone Age ended with the discovery of metalworking, particularly copper smelting, transitioning humans into the next era. The Bronze Age began when humans realized that adding materials like arsenic or tin to copper produced bronze, a much harder metal. This innovation led to the creation of the first swords, helmets, armor, and shields. Farming became more efficient with bronze sickles and irrigation tools, spurring population growth and urban expansion. Monumental architecture such as ziggurats, pyramids, and temples emerged. Advancements in shipbuilding enabled trade. Writing systems developed in Mesopotamia and Egypt, facilitating record-keeping and governance. However, the Bronze Age ended with a mysterious societal collapse that wiped out many civilizations. Theories suggest this was caused by volcanic eruptions, droughts, disease, invasions, and earthquakes. Despite the decline, humanity soon discovered the value of iron, leading to the Iron Age. Iron smelting, while initially not much superior to bronze, offered a major advantage due to the abundance of iron. This allowed for mass production of tools and weapons, spurring the development of farming tools like forks and sewing needles. Coinage became widespread, revolutionizing trade, and routes like the Silk Road emerged. The Iron Age marked the end of prehistory as the advent of written records ushered in the era of classical antiquity. The Archaic period, the first phase of classical antiquity, saw the emergence of written history, with Herodotus regarded as the father of history in the West. Greek and Roman civilizations laid the foundations of Western culture, while the East saw the rise of China's first imperial dynasty. Philosophers such as Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle shaped Western thought, while texts like the Bible, Hindu scriptures, and Confucian writings influenced global moral and philosophical traditions. Art and science flourished, with classical works inspiring future generations. Democracy emerged in Greece, and leaders like Alexander the Great and Julius Caesar made their mark. Classical antiquity ended with the fall of the Western Roman Empire, transitioning into the Middle Ages. The Middle Ages, spanning the early, high, and late periods, began with the early Middle Ages, often called the Dark Ages, due to the economic and cultural decline following the fall of Rome. The High Middle Ages saw the rise of feudalism, the Crusades, and the schism between the Catholic and Eastern Orthodox churches. Gothic architecture emerged, and state powers began to consolidate. The late Middle Ages were marked by crises like the Little Ice Age, the Black Death, and the 100 Years' War. However, innovations like the printing press revolutionized communication. European exploration for trade routes began, leading to the Age of Discovery. Meanwhile, West Africa flourished with empires like Mali, and Asia witnessed the rise of the Mongol Empire under Genghis Khan. The modern age began with transformative cultural and scientific developments, such as humanism during the Renaissance, which celebrated human potential and revived classical ideals. Iconic figures like Leonardo da Vinci, Galileo Galilei, and William Shakespeare emerged alongside scientific pioneers like Isaac Newton. The Protestant Reformation, led by Martin Luther, challenged religious norms, and the Age of Enlightenment promoted ideas like liberty, rationalism, and constitutional government. The Industrial Revolution transformed economies with automated manufacturing and steam power, leading to urbanization. Inspired by revolutions in America and France, many nations shifted from monarchies to representative governments. The Second Industrial Revolution introduced innovations like telegraphs, railroads, and electric power. The two world wars followed, eventually ushering in the information age characterized by computers, the Internet, and artificial intelligence. The post-WWE era marks the beginning of contemporary history. Contemporary history encompasses the period after World War II, defined by rapid technological, political, and cultural change. The aftermath of the war saw the establishment of international organizations, such as the United Nations, with the goal of promoting global peace and cooperation. Geopolitical tension between the United States and the Soviet Union, known as the Cold War, dominated much of the 20th century, leading to events such as the space race, the Cuban Missile Crisis, and the spread of ideologies such as capitalism and communism. The second half of the 20th century saw significant progress in civil rights movements around the world, from the end of colonialism in Africa and Asia to the fight against racial segregation in the United States. Women's rights movements gained momentum, advocating for equality in voting, education, and the workplace. Meanwhile, the Green Revolution in agriculture and medical advances such as antibiotics improved living standards globally, although challenges such as poverty and inequality. Technological advances reshaped industries and daily life. The rise of computers, the invention of the Internet, and innovations in communication have created the digital age, connecting people around the world. The 21st century has ushered in artificial intelligence, renewable energy solutions, and significant advances in space exploration, including private ventures aiming to colonize other planets. Culturally, contemporary history reflects an interconnected world. The globalization of media has allowed for the mixing of traditions and the widespread exchange of ideas, but it has also raised concerns about cultural homogenization and misinformation. Policy challenges such as climate change, global migration, and technological ethics continue to shape discussions about humanity's future. This era highlights the complexity of balancing rapid progress with the preservation of values, resources, and equity.